Hello again, welcome to the Next Year of Beer blog. As you can tell, we're inside this evening. It's a miserable, wet, windy, dark autumn night out, and so what we've got to try and lift the spirits with are a couple of Scottish ales. We've got a limited edition beer here from the Isle of Skye brewery, Longship, and we've also got a beer from the Orkney brewery, Splitter, which is there's a lot of kind of controversy going on about that at the moment, which we'll get to shortly. But let's just tickle the palate a little bit with this limited edition beer from the Isle of Skye brewery, Longship. It's a lovely sort of dark, full malty colour there, and it's got a lovely kind of slightly sweet, sappy-ish nose. On the palate, it's fairly sweet, tiny little bit of smokiness coming through. But the nice thing about this is that the hop rate is fairly low. There's a lot of quite biscuity malt in there, but traditionally Scottish ales don't utilise hops very much, so they kind of keep all that lovely sort of crackery, malty character. And it comes through really nicely in this beer. You can see it's a dark beer, so the malt has been roasted fairly heavily. But it's nice, it's sweet, it's very light, it's just over 3% alcohol, which is quite unusual for a bottled beer. And it works really well. It's smooth, rounded, rich, slightly smoky, but still fairly drinkable at 3% alcohol. Now let's move on to the Splitter, which is a completely different kettle of fish altogether. A Splitter is I guess it's what you would call a wee heavy. It's a 8.5% alcohol, and again similar sort of colour, so there's going to be quite a lot of malty flavours in there. And what we can also guess from it being Scottish and being a wee heavy in style is that there's going to be quite a lot of malty sweetness with it. And immediately on the nose you get that kind of slightly licoricey kind of red currants, red fruit aromas. It follows through on the palate, lovely kind of warming maltiness to it. The alcohol is higher, so you can definitely feel a little bit of warming in the back of the throat as it goes down. And this is a fantastic classic Scottish ale. Now Splitter, there's a little bit of controversy about it at the moment because the Portman Group, which is an industry-funded regulatory body in the UK, they're claiming that calling a beer Splitter, and I'll just show you the label there as well. You can maybe you can see that there's kind of a Viking on it with his arms on an axe like this. Now what the Portman Group are claiming is that calling a beer Splitter and having this sort of iconography is irresponsible, and this is the sort of beer that is linking beer with violence and aggression, which I think is a bit of a reach, to be honest with you. I think is a lot of nonsense. I think Splitter is a fantastic, wonderfully crafted ale, traditionally produced in Scotland, and is actually recognised all over the world for its quality and its style. And the Portman Group are seeking to get the Orkney brewery to relabel the beer, rename the beer, change the iconography completely. Everyone else in the rest of the world, particularly in the United States, are puzzled. They're just baffled. They think it's a ludicrous thing. Beer isn't for kids. We're all grown-ups. We can decide that if we want to sit at home and drink a lovely, full-flavoured, malty Scottish ale, then we're going to do that. And we're not, these aren't the sort of things that you drink 2 or 3 up down the pub and get into a fight. They're the sort of beer that you sip on a cold autumn night just to kind of keep the chill out and dream about the summer coming, just waiting for the long winter nights to go away, really. So those are the 2 beers we've got today. We've got a lovely 3% appetizer with lots of kind of rounded malty flavours in it, and the fantastic, incomparable Splitter. Let's just hope that this carries on being available in this form in this country, in the UK, for some time to come. I'm going to savour this one now. We've got a long, dark evening ahead of us, so cheers, thanks for stopping by, we'll see you next time.